Hey, good evening, Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. And tonight, as usual, every Monday night, we do a review on Power Book 2, Ghost, Episode 5, and it is the mid-season finale. Um, Unfortunately, our other two co-hosts aren't here tonight, so it's just me and Dwayne. And as you know, we're both football fans, so doing this show and Dwayne peeking, looking at the
I'm gonna
doubleheader that's
try
going
not
on
to.
tonight.
I'm gonna try not to.
Um, so we're going to discuss Power Book 2. We probably won't have a long episode, but thanks for everybody that's in the chat that's joined us. But the young ladies just send it both of them texts and said they hated the episode, both of them. So I'm not gonna give them a grade. Maybe one of them will be in the chat and give it a grade. Maybe Keisha's watching; she'll give it a grade. I know Stacy was on the move, but what's up, Wayne?
What's going on, Q? I mean, I'll give it my grade real quick. I'll give it a solid C. I'll give it a solid C, man. Like there were some things in it that I liked. There were some things in it that really bothered me. But I'll let you kick it off, and then I'll add my little thoughts to it.
I know, when we talked earlier. I mean, usually when Power is really good, when we talk on Sundays, you usually watch it, no matter what, which was surprising to me that you didn't watch it until today.
Yeah,
And even with all the football, you usually make sure that you squeeze it in with football and church. They'll squeeze it in. So I was a little surprised when you said you didn't watch it, and I wanted to talk to you about it.
yeah, and
Uh,
I usually watch it like 3 times before we do the show, but I only watched it once, man. Once was enough for me.
and
Um,
I was disappointed in the episode, and the reason why I don't know. Um, Episode 1, like I will say, good evening, Nicole. Like I will say, Nicole is in the chat, Dwayne,
Hello, Nicole. Good, happy Monday.
and I was so impressed with Episode 1 that maybe my expectations for the rest of the episodes were a little too high.
Listen, I think that
And
happened to all of us.
being that this was a mid-season finale, it wasn't no finale. So we have to wait to December for what? I mean, we're not anticipating another episode like a finale would have you like, yo, I can't wait to December, can't wait to December.
That is
Um,
not the thought.
but going on to the episode, it just Tariq allowing himself to drink another drink kind of bothered me because Tariq
Hmm.
is very cautious about his movements. And even though his partner got him to drink and he got it from the girl, Tariq usually his awareness is usually on
Yeah,
point with a lot
yeah, a
of
little
stuff.
bit more on point.
Definitely when he's around a lot of people.
Hmm.
I thought the opening scene was kind of crazy, because it made fans think of Raina. And at the end of the day,
Yeah.
the young lady who plays Raina, she's growing up, and
Hmm.
that was 2 years ago. And you could clearly see that she got bigger, and they just brought her back for the scene. So kind of like, all right, she's older now, and it's kind of crazy. And Tasha was out of jail, and it just seemed crazy. The whole episode with Raina coming there, and they in that little apartment and all that stuff, and
Yeah.
But I guess that was Tasha's dream, and
Right.
like the episode was weird. It's to me, honestly, it's like they have no plot. I mean,
I
we don't
don't.
notice the backstory line to Power Book 2 is Tariq is doing whatever he has to do to juggle college life and trying to raise this money to get his mother out of jail. And then you got all these other plots.
Mm.
One of the issues that I had with you, and you had called it before, was the Professor Milligan with the sex
Right.
scene. You
Yeah.
said she was gonna have sex with Zeke, and she did. So I'm
Yeah.
trying to
That
understand
was
like
just
where they
terrible.
going with this.
You knew that was going to happen. They showed that they tipped their cards with that a while ago. Um, and speaking of the professors, I don't like the angle of the professor using Tariq's work to make his next book. Like, I don't get all that. I don't get that whole storyline. It's like that. I don't know. I
And
just
it's and
don't
it's
get
and
that
it's
whole
funny
thing.
because it's Dwayne, like we had did our review on the Shy. It's kind of going into that area that we had talked about with the Shy Power Book 2, where there is no positive black men on the
Mm-mm.
show. and you seen that with Davis and Sachs linking up. Like what,
Right.
and I know that you may have lawyers that may be corrupt, but what lawyer
Right.
is going to be like, I just want to get my client out, keep my record, and I'm gonna help you
Yeah.
conspire.
But
I'm
I
gonna help
don't.
a U.S. attorney conspire to bring down her son for
Right.
the needle.
You care about your client, but you don't care about your client's son.
Yeah, and it,
That
and it,
that
and it,
doesn't make
and
sense.
it's crazy because that's something you really can't even sell your fans on. I mean, I could see setting Tariq up to get killed, setting Tariq up. I mean, to get robbed. But we all know Tariq ain't going to jail for no daggone ghost murder
Mm-mm.
and to get no needle. Like is Tariq is the main person of the show. I mean, I just think it's a
I
weird
don't
a
know.
weird thing.
And it may just be me, man. I'm tired of them calling this man Nancy. Can we move on from that?
Oh, she said Aunt. He said she said Aunt Nancy.
Yeah, can we move on from that? Why we keep calling this man Nancy? We know
Yeah.
who Sax is. We know all that. Um, Listen, man, the whole Drew and the basketball player. Listen, we all know that every show now is going to give us a little bit of that, but I don't mind it, but I'd rather you be realistic with it. Like, there's no way Drew should get upset that the boy didn't want to out himself on college being a basketball player. Like,
At a party, he
at a
tried to hug
party,
him.
you know he ain't gonna do that. Like, come on. That like we gotta still be a little bit realistic when we putting these stories out here. Like, he ain't gonna put that out there. You know, how's that gonna be um how his fellow teammates and everything going to respond to stuff like that. That's still very taboo in athletics. Remember when Michael Sams came out? He lasted a half a second in the NFL. It's still very taboo, man. Like, so I don't know what Courtney was doing with that. Um,
What do you think about the Diana? I gotta ask you this: the
well, you just
Diana,
read my mind.
the
Like, you
Diana
read my
Mary J
mind.
dynamic.
Yeah, Monet went from not wanting her around Tariq to now she mad because she didn't get the deal done and sleep with him on his birthday. Like, she's trying to teach him how to use the man, to her advantage and all that. And it's just her motherly instincts. Like, she thinking about Drew, but she hard on Diana and Kane. You know what I mean? So
What really took me out is when she said to her, "Go to your room." Like,
go to your room. Yeah,
like,
you ain't get the deal done.
like, go to your room. Like, it
And
just was a.
that scene with Tariq when he came back and how she was trying to test him, I guess, to
And she
see if
searched
she
him,
was
and
loyal.
Kane searched him.
Yeah,
Like they've been
like,
around him all this time, and now all of a sudden they want to search him for a gun or a wire or whatever. They ain't never searched him before. Now they search him. She questioned him, and she says, who's my favorite child?" He says, "I am."
yeah, like I ain't get all that.
It just didn't seem right. I know Drew was trying to school Tariq on being in with the family. My mother
Right,
probably like
right.
you, but at the end of the day, that just seemed like a cheese ball line, man.
Yeah, it just didn't seem right. Didn't seem right.
Yeah, I am. That's what she said. I am.
Right.
Who's my favorite child? I am. At least he could have said something, or they could have wrote in the script where everybody's your favorite child. These are your kids. Y'all one
Yeah,
family.
like,
Something
I
just
don't know.
it just seemed crazy, and then it kind of like it sowed a seed of dissension to Kane, and it's like Kane. It's just weird how they got it, and it's like when me and you discussed, it's like a whole bunch of subplots that's not really leading
Yeah, I
nowhere.
mean, like, yeah, it's a lot of stuff like that, man.
What do you think is going to happen to Sax's niece, though, Riley? What do you
I
think?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure that whole thing out. Like, is she really going to start to really dig Braden? I don't know. They dropped a lot of stuff there. Like, I don't understand Braden's brother's whole thing and how it was so easy for him to find the drugs in their dorm room. Like, so I don't know where that's going. But it's kind of like you said, man. They got a lot of different things going on, a lot of different subplots. But one thing I would say, Power in the past, when you would get that midseason finale and you knew you had to wait a couple of months till you saw it again, you was kind of upset about, oh damn, man, I gotta wait 2 months to see what happened. I had no feeling of that with this episode. I'm like, oh, okay. Be careful taking us away for 2 months.
So
Some of
Tariq,
us may
yeah,
not come
some
back,
of us may
you
not come
know?
back. So Tariq was so groggy and so drunk and so messed up off the drugs. he still was able to walk himself to the funeral to the cemetery.
To the cemetery. Yeah, by itself.
And even the cemetery thing, like Sachs was able to track him down. Okay, well, off the GPS, off the phone, and Sachs interpreted what he was saying as a confession. And Tariq never said that he killed his father. He just said, "You made me do it."
You made me
It
do it.
could have
Yeah.
been anything. You're the only
Anything.
one that he specifically said. You're the only one that understands why I did what I had to do.
Right.
I mean, how is that interpreted for a confession to a murder, which would be inadmissible
Uh-huh.
because Sachs got, Sachs filed them. It just,
Yeah. But Nicole is right. Riley is doing way too much. She
yeah.
trying to she drugged
Do
the
you,
wrong person.
do you think
Like
Riley's going to get blamed for the drugs?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know, but she tried to drug the wrong person, and well, she did drug the wrong person. She was trying to drug Braden or whatever. But yeah, man, it's just. I mean, I don't know. It's a
One
lot
of one
going
of the
on.
things I didn't get a chance to talk to you about earlier when we was conversating, right? How did you feel about Tasha when she told Tariq go see Tamika and make him?
Yeah, like it was almost like she was telling her son, "Go kill this lady."
Yeah, that
Like,
kind of like
and then when you
he
speak of
18
that,
years
right?
old. Like she
When you
said, make her
when you
don't
speak of
testify.
that, I know he got all drugged up or whatever, but it's the next day. Where your gun at, man? You ain't noticed you ain't have your gun? And I mean, I know Monet gave him another burner, which Kane didn't want to give him his, but again, I overanalyze this stuff too much. I know it's just TV, but I try to piece things together, and I'm like, yo, he don't remember he ain't got his gun,
Yeah, it just seemed real odd. It seemed like a real odd episode. Like even like you brought up the gun. Even when Monet made Kane give him the gun, he didn't even think like, oh, where my piece at? Let me let
right?
me let me go check on my gun. Or why I ain't got my gun in my bag? Like even the gun in the bag, like I get it. He's a kid, and if you notice, Tariq always got that book bag with him, which is weird.
Always,
But
always.
he don't got his gun on his waistband. Like what gun? What, you ain't gonna be able to get to your gun by the time you get in your bag. You're gonna be dead
Yeah,
to
you're
right.
gonna you're gonna be dead to right. So I don't
So it
know.
just seemed
I
like
don't
a weird
understand why.
episode.
I don't understand why you brought Tamika back if you wasn't gonna have her take the stand. Like I don't know. Like what's the purpose of bringing Tamika back too? Multiple
Yeah,
episodes.
I know
The
that. I know
beginning of it.
Tamika has the favorite your famous voice, sounding like
My man,
Eartha Kitt.
she's trying to sound like Eartha Kitt, man. Don't nobody want to hear that voice. God, every time she come on the screen, my stomach start to hurt because I know she gonna come with that damn voice. It's terrible.
But that scene was even crazy. The way Davis went in her house and was like, "Who
Yeah.
in here?" And then
Come on, man. You just gonna bust in her house?
when she said, "We need to know what she told him," like
Right.
she was like, "Yeah, let me tell you what's going on," and then we don't even know what she told him.
Don't
And then
even
the
know.
next scene they show him, he's there talking to Sax, and basically, like I said, conspiring to get Tariq, which was just
Yeah. Which he know how that woman feel about Tariq. And you taking this boy's money, for his mother's defense, and now you don't mind him getting set up to go to
yeah,
jail for his
yeah. That's
father's
that's
murder.
another thing. Like all the women in the show look at Tariq like a son or a little guy that they admire. Like even Professor Milligan, like she got a thing for Tariq. I
Right.
know you always say like she gonna be the one that, but like I told you, man. I'm trying to understand her purpose. I mean, is they just got a
Yeah, because
nympho
I don't
professor?
understand the male professor either. Like why we investing so much time into him? Him being there with his publisher or whatever, and again, you stealing Tariq's work. Like you don't think he gonna realize what's going on? You don't think he got backup copies of his work? Like I don't know.
I
I
mean,
just
I don't understand the plagiarism thing, but I mean, he's in the class that's based off of theory, and of course, you're gonna hear a lot of different theories on the work that you give him. Why should he need Tariq? You know what I mean? He should be able to
yeah.
have his own thought. I mean, and I get it because it happens, but it's just like a plot that it's weird.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
a
know.
weird
I don't
scene.
know what it is. I don't know what it is. But
Yeah.
they did the whole thing to let you know that Reek playing chess, not checkers.
Oh
You
yeah.
know,
That.
he broke it down to Dre to
But
Braden all the
it's
pieces of the
interesting.
chessboard.
It's interesting because he called Kane a rook, and I don't know if anybody know about chess, but a rook can only go straight side to side. They don't make like unilateral moves. They can't jump over pieces.
Hmm.
So it ain't like I mean, a rook is a dangerous piece. Don't get me wrong,
Right,
but
right, right.
it's interesting. I just thought the whole chessboard scene was a little too much, honestly. Even though I thought it was bound to happen because that's in the opening scene, the chess pieces and all that
Yeah,
stuff and all.
yeah. And
And
they
he had
closed it too. They had the closing scene this week. I think they showed a little bit of the
yeah.
chess pieces.
I just thought it was a little odd. It's just I don't know, Dwayne. So far, like I said, this episode,
Started
I,
off hot, right? And that first episode got us all riled up for it. And I don't know, man. I know people. I know our ladies co-hosts. They usually come at Mary, man. I'm not gonna kick Mary's acting back in this week. She still has some real. I don't know. I don't know if she's looking at the teleprompter. I don't know. I'm gonna say Mary is she was better this episode. She was
yeah,
better
this
this
this is
episode.
one of her better episodes. I mean, it just seemed
You
real
know
odd.
me,
Like,
man. I need more of my boy. I say it every week. I need more. I need more Kane Tejada, man. They don't show my boy enough, man. I need to see more of him. They had Drew. Drew had a looked like Drew had a sheepskin on. He looked like he had a 1980s sheepskin on when he went to the party.
yeah,
And Drew was so happy to see old boy, wasn't he? He was
yeah,
so happy to see him. Wanted to run up and give him a hug. Old boy was like, "Nah, not today, bro.
nah, nah. He straight curved him.
Bad dad." Yeah, he was
He
like,
then he
"Not
gave him
today, bro." Gave
he
him a
gave him
the
he brought
Corona
it
fist pump.
in.
Gave him a
Yeah,
little Corona fist pump. I mean, I was like, "Oh, Drew hurt. Look at him." And then Tariq tried to think he could use Drew's sexuality. I want to make sure. Uh,
Nicole in the chat firing shots. She said,
oh, I
I
got
would
in
have
trouble.
married than Beyonce. No, she said she'd rather have married than Beyonce. We ain't even gonna discuss
I'm
Beyonce.
not. Yeah, yeah, well, yeah.
She
Touche, touche, Nicole. Good point. All right, I will give you that.
she's like that. She's as dry as that dog on a hot
Oh
summer
my
day
God,
chasing for water. Yeah,
they had
she's
nerve to put Beyonce in Austin Powers.
oh yeah.
Terrible, terrible. But let's stay focused. Let's stay on mission. We'll stay on mission. But yeah, man. What was we saying? Oh yeah, I need more Kane. You know, Drew all surprised that old boy curved him. Of course he did.
Was I'm gonna ask you a question?
Come out.
Was you surprised the way Tariq curved Diana over the girl at the college show?
I kind of was. I
He
kind of
was
was
big on her.
surprised.
Like he was
Yeah,
like, "What's up?"
yeah, yeah. She ain't want it like
He's
that
like, "Let
though.
me
She,
talk to you for a minute." Then he said, "Oh, he really killed. Oh, this Zeke cousin."
yeah. Tariq got a lot going
Oh,
on. He
he
got a
said
lot
this.
going on in his
He said
mind.
this
That
Zeke
young
cousin.
man.
Yo. He said this the cousin. Yo.
Tariq got a lot going on this episode too. His mother wanted him to murk somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that
He,
was
he
interesting.
ain't want
Yeah,
no party. You know. Zeke trying to hook him up with some women. Diana chased the women off. Like Tariq got a lot going on in his world, man. He
yeah.
got a lot going on. But we'll see where it leads to, man. I mean, but they got 5 more episodes to kind of wrap this puppy up when they come back in December, man. So
Yeah, so
maybe they're able to
we
take a
ain't gonna have a
break and
review
regroup.
show. We ain't gonna have a review show for a couple one days. We thinking about the channel is thinking about doing some other stuff. So we gonna be off for the
Yeah, yeah, we're
review for
gonna be
about.
off. Y'all ain't gonna see me, man. It's nice seeing y'all. If I had some poetry, I'd join that hot poetry corner. But I ain't got no
They'll
poetry
be
for that.
seeing you. They'll be seeing you, Dwayne. You part of 2 shows during the week.
I may have to do like the professor and go plagiarize some poetry so I can get on the poetry corner. That's me. Well, hey, that poetry corner be hot. Y'all better check that out on Tuesday night. That poetry corner. Like I said, I need a part of that. Look at that. I'm speaking of it, and here come Miss Dozier, just right on point. What she say?
Miss Do
Yeah, I
Miss
think she right. I think she right. Tariq, he's smarter than Monet giving him credit for.
Look, that's why I was so shocked with the Tariq thing with drinking. Because that's something that
That's usually yeah, but he even said it. He was like, I've done Molly before,
yeah, he
but
said he said lean. He
yeah,
even
lean.
doing the
I'm
lean.
sorry, he said lean.
Look, the way he was drinking that lean, everybody, I'll never forget everybody. He sent the internet crazy. They was like, Tariq gonna be a little addict, yo.
So yeah, man, I don't know, man. It's good. Like I said, I give it a solid C. It wasn't as bad. Some people told me, "Oh man, don't waste your time watching Power. It was terrible." So I think that's probably why I didn't watch it today. But I got to stop doing that. I gotta watch it. It wasn't terrible. It was okay. It was okay, man. Like Sax is just perfectly imperfect, yo. But stop calling that man Nancy, man. It's bothering me now. Stop calling that man Nancy. Got the
Yeah,
little girl called him Nancy.
yeah. Sax is an interesting cat, man. But I like I said, the cemetery scene I know we had talked about, and it just not
He,
Tariq. Now,
man,
now they'll have it. Now
but
they'll
how he
throw
get
it.
to? Hey, that's another thing. How Tariq get to the cemetery?
Tariq do a lot of running. He
He,
always running somewhere. You
I
notice that?
understand, but damn, he. It seems like this college is a little far away. Like, how
Yeah.
he getting all these places?
You would think like Tariq. One of the things, even though he getting that bread, he would have an Uber on standby or a Lyft on stand.
Yeah, tell
That's
me
what
he
these
taking
kids would
a.
do.
That's it.
They'd be Ubering all over
They
the
Uber
place.
all
Like
over
yo,
the place.
Uber. So that's something I'm surprised that they haven't threw in there. Like yo, he got a little driver
Yeah.
who he
But
pay to just get him all over the place.
do you think he should really be trusting Braden? Like really
I
bringing him
I
into
I,
everything that's
I
going
don't
on?
think I don't think Braden's character is going to harm Tariq. I think he's loyal to Tariq,
Oh
and
yeah, no doubt.
this is going to really tell because when they find out them drugs is missing, Tariq going to be hot, Braden going to be hot, and if it come down to his brother, Braden going to be in a situation, and they got a little bit of
Yeah, but I
money,
think
so
I think like you said, Braden gonna blame Riley for them
yeah,
drugs going missing.
yeah.
I
But
think
I'm
that's just what
surprised
it
that
is.
he allowed Riley to get as close to him still, even with Braden, like having her up in the room.
Yeah, yeah. Then the brother was like, "Oh, you're sitting here sleeping with my brother's friend."
Yeah, yeah,
What?
yeah.
Like, what? Yeah, man. So I agree. It is not as sophisticated as the original, but I mean, it started off like it was gonna be, man. So I think there's still hope. I just think they need. They just got too.
Episode one was fool's gold.
Yeah, but they just got too many things. I sound like I used to sound on the Shy reviews where I said they got too many things going on at the same time. I really think this Ghost Power Book, the Power Book 2 Ghost, got too many things going on. Like with the professors, and Tariq with his love triangle, and Tariq trying to do what he need to do for his mother.
Then Tasha being paranoid in jail, thinking somebody
Yeah,
watching her, giving the girl the morning after pill. Like, what is the purpose of that pill?
I don't know.
Like, the girl ain't protecting her.
And listen, we know once again Courtney just doing certain things for certain people. Just like she had Method Man in that sex scene last week for the ladies. She gave the ladies the memes and all that stuff that went on last week. But now you don't even show his the woman that works with him on the case. You ain't even show her this episode. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and again, like you said, man, what lawyer just going up in somebody's house and just barging in their house? Like, who's in here with you? What?
Yeah, yeah.
You're a lawyer, man. You better back up out
Like,
my
like,
crib.
like,
Like,
like Tamika might not have a man. Like everybody know Tamika personal life, yo.
she better say "ma" cuss in her Eartha Kitt voice.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man, get him up out of here.
Nicole asked us a question about what about Zeke and the professor again.
Well, Nicole, I called this. Quentin will remind everybody. I called this like 2 weeks ago that Zeke was going to get that professor. You could tell she an addict, man. Like she a sex addict. And I don't know. Maybe she won't sleep with Tariq. Maybe that's the one that she won't. But she got a heart for Tariq as well. But she talking about Zeke this shouldn't be happening. I shouldn't be doing this. Well, you ain't stop it. You
I
ain't
want to know the
stop it.
purpose of it. I mean, what's the backdrop to her story? Just that she's a sex addict, has sex with the professor, has sex with now she done had sex with one of her students. I mean, she seemed at first they gave us the appearance that she was Tariq's advisor, educated. She was going to be the
Hmm.
one to kind of like guide him while he was in college, and it's like they just threw her on his sex binge, and it's like where we going with this? I mean, it just
Yeah.
seems real weird.
And then it was like Diana, not Diana. I'm sorry. I got to correct myself. Monet asking Tariq, "Who is this in the picture that Drew made?"
Yeah,
And
find
Tariq,
out who this boy is.
and so Tariq is a smart ass little kid, little young man. He was like, "That's Zeke." So he letting it be known this somebody Zeke messing with. That's Zeke. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So, but Drew ain't gonna stay off that college campus now. He want to be there every day. Drew trying to go there, boy.
it just seems odd. Like I said, all the even the Drew thing is like, okay, what are you bringing this character in for Drew?
Well, I
If,
think Drew, honestly, Drew sees something in Reek. He likes Reek. So he's gonna be the one to school, in my opinion, he's gonna be the one to school Reek on how the family operates. Cause you know what
hmm
I mean? He did that a little bit this episode.
But even with that, like Nicole, I agree with you. She fell back on Zeke because of issues with the professor. But be mindful of that when they were having dinner at the young lady's house, that the professor said to her, "Oh, Professor Melligan, Attorney Davis Tariq's lawyer. Like she even got history with him. I get that she's a sex addict and she's addicted to sex, as we've seen with her doctor, but it's got to be more depth to her character. I mean, what is the purpose of this? This is not Wild Orchid or whatever. Like, what the hell? This is Power
You
Book
with
Two.
Wild
Like,
Orchid. Yeah,
yeah,
this
I mean,
Power Book too.
I'm trying to understand what's going on. Like,
And let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. We talked about it briefly. Our man 50 getting lit up in Twitter world and everything because of the comments he made about Empire.
hmm
And now he's doing that with Power Book 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you a question. I think like we discussed, most of the people didn't really watch the first season of Power. A lot of Power really didn't catch on until probably the second season.
Mhm.
That's when they really like caught on. But if they knew the first season and with Lobos was a weird kind of dude anyway, and the way he talked, and he did, he was part of the alphabet community. Um, so after that season, and then Empire came on TV, 50 would attack Empire like, yo, it's got too many of these scenes, got too many of this. So, you rallied the troops. 50 kind of like rallied the troops that's against that type of lifestyle.
Right.
And now Courtney done wrote it in Power Book 2, and now 50 being dragged. So it's kind of like, dude, what was the purpose of you dragging Empire? I mean, because you do have a fan base. I mean, you catering to your fans,
Right.
whether where they come from. These are your viewers. So obviously, you like the episode two
Oh,
episodes
you
ago.
know he
Two.
is? Listen, they're not stupid. What's the first song that came up this episode? That Pop Smoke. Like, they know what they doing, man.
I like the way she moved. You've been singing it all day,
All
Dwayne.
day. They got that Pop Smoke. You know what I mean? So come on, man. They giving everybody a little taste of what they wanted. You know. And I'm trusting Courtney going, the last 5 episodes is gonna be a banger. It's gonna be interesting because they're gonna have series that are gonna be going on at the same time, right? So even though they're gonna end Power Book 2, they're going right into the Rise of Canaan, which is Power Book 3, but 2 still gonna be going on too. So
And
she got
Joseph
a
and
lot
Joseph said
going on,
Joseph
man.
said Cora just said they filming right now for
For
Tommy's
5,
stuff.
right?
So yeah,
Yeah,
they filming right now. So that's supposed to be released summer 2021.
right. And then you still got the Tate episode. So her team is doing a lot of writing, man. They're doing a lot of writing, you know.
And as
So
we know, like I don't know if she meant this in a special way. She can't get enough of
she
Lorenz
said it.
Tate.
She
Like
said
she a big
Lorenz
fan of
or
his, so
Rashard Tate.
yeah, she
She
can't
like
get
she
enough
want
of it.
anything Tate.
So she,
So
plus he's a very accomplished actor
oh
too.
yeah,
So
he's really good. He's really good. So I
we
don't know, Q. Anything else, or we gonna wrap
no,
this
that's
puppy up?
about it. I mean, that's about it. Hopefully we'll
Thank
discuss
you,
this.
Julia. Thank you, Julia and Nicole. Y'all helped us a lot. You know, that's true. That's the truth. They did used to compare it, and we know 50 is the world's biggest antagonist. He just like to rib in on people. But I thank you, Nicole. I thank you, Julia, for helping me and Q out. We ain't have our other two with us, so it was good to get the interaction from you two.
Yeah, we might have something next week. I still got to see. I got to get this plan together. With that, everybody stay safe out there, and
Be safe. Hey, listen. Hey, that second wave of COVID is coming. Everybody keep wearing your mask, keep socially distancing, and be safe out there. You had your boy today trying to put that pose that he had because he out of the hospital, and the brother when they zoomed in on him, he couldn't even breathe right. So he couldn't